Hey guys, this week I'm doing a short video in Cañon. You can see by the sign. This is one of our feeding centers where we have about 50 children that are taken care of here in the feeding center that are fed here each week. We've just delivered the food. You know, we're still delivering food to all the feeding centers. Vitally important that these feeding centers keep going. Vitally important that everyone that supports them keeps supporting them, and we'll keep bringing the food. Cañon's got a fairly near and dear to my heart because this is where it kind of all started, so to speak, for me. On my very first mission trip many moons ago, when I came on a construction team to build houses, this was the very first house on the very first mission trip that I went on, and on that trip was the trip that I knew this was what I had to do. So we're just going to go. Pastor said we're okay to pop back here, and I'm going to see what I can do with this camera. But if you can see it, this is one of the very first house, the very first thing I ever did in Guatemala. Well, there was a couple of other people helping as well, but this was on the very first trip, the very first. So a bit of gunfire going off, nothing to fear there, just normal Guatemalan day. So this is the house, the very first house I helped build, and if I remember rightly, there was Ty, Perry, and myself from Gainesville Church of God, and we were told to build the doors and windows, and I think we did a pretty good job. We really didn't know what we were doing. We were just told, you know, by Mark and Larry that grab some lumber and build a door and 3 windows, so we kind of did, and they're still up. Years later, those doors and windows are still working. So I'm going to go to a little walk through. Pastor said we're okay. He's okay with us just walking past the house. But let's give you an idea. This is the pastor's house. This is kind of one of the houses that we construct when we come down here every year when the GCOG team comes. So we're just going to walk through here. Walking backwards past the house. Nice window. Look at that. Now that's a solid built window right there. You really won't find anything any more quality than that. Except for the door. What could you say about that? That door built to last by craftsmen. I mean, the only way to describe the people that built that door, craftsmen. So there's the house. They've extended on. They built this little bit behind me as an extension that the pastor actually built on himself. He's to extended family, and then we're going to go through here again. I did get the pastor's permission, so he's happy with us just to quickly look inside. This is the church, so we're going to, you know, keep the voices down a little bit. This is our church as well as the feeding center. So this is where the pastor, when they can gather, will hold church services, and when the children can gather, there's all the tables and chairs. Ready to go, ready to set out when we can bring the children back to the feeding centers. That's what they'll sit on and eat with. Everything will be set up again. But right now it's, unfortunately, it's an empty building, but more gunfire. It's an empty building, but I don't think they're aiming at me, are they? Okay, it's all good. Nothing to worry about. If I don't give any more reports, then there's obviously more to worry about. So we're going to go quickly from here, squeeze back out the door, and we'll go into the kitchen and just show you what the feeding center kitchen looks like. I don't know if I can just pop up here. No, I was going to turn the light on, but no power. Anyway, you might see some of this. We just delivered the food. This is where the food is cooked 3 times a week, as some of you guys know. You know, there's the. Let's see if I can get back here, swinging around. Woo. It may get a bit dark at this end, but anyway, there's the stove, the wood burning stove there, where they cook all the food. The sink or peeler right there. And actually, we have most of the feeding. Actually, all the feed do have a fridge freezer because we bring them chicken. One of the, which is a big deal for these guys, a big deal for these children. It's vegetables, and then there's chicken that comes along. And of course, we bring enough for a week's worth of feeding. So this is just a typical kitchen, not really much on considering a home in America or in England. We have all your Korean countertops and you know, high-end stainless steel fittings and fixtures. But here, this does the job. I'll see if I can get a sort of picture of the whole thing. That's a typical Guatemalan feeding center kitchen, and we're just blessed to have the opportunity to bring the food here, to you know, allow these people in the village to cook this food and hand it out. So this is Cañon. Again, I'm sure anybody that watches this from Gainesville Church of God will know all about this place. I think Matt Kennedy, you and your crew, and Rick Mill and a lot of the guys I think laid these very bricks. I've heard stories of laying the bricks here. So this was all built by GCOG. And again, GCOG's commitment, as well as everybody else's, to keep these feeding centers going. Again, wanted to report in from Cañon. Julian Crisp signing off.